What's up, YouTube? Brian here with Double R Adventures. I wanted to make a quick video, like a how-to video. So our opening day of youth turkey season comes in this weekend, and I just wanted to share something that I actually learned from a youth hunter. His brother actually had seen a hen get hit on the side of the road, and he stopped and cut her fan off. And when he came home, he had a Jake or Tom decoy that had a very fake looking fan on it, and he actually was able to take the salty hen fan and attach it to his decoy's fan, which gave it a much more realistic look. And we actually got the opportunity to use it last year, and I believe the year prior. We were able to put a stalk on some birds, actually crawl up on some toms that had them charge us, thinking that we were another tom impeding. Super close range. I think we shot one at 10 yards, one at 5 yards, one at maybe 12. A lot of really cool action. Very different style of hunting that we thoroughly enjoyed. Anyway, I just wanted to go through. I have some decoys, or I have the same decoy rather, and I have some fans that I'm not using. They're just sitting in my garage. So might as well use it to get another tom, right? So let me show you what I got here. I went and looked at decoys, a more realistic decoy, and they are leaps and bounds more expensive than this cheap guy right here. Now, as you can see, it's got a fan on it, but nothing like a real fan, right? So, and I have one here. This is a real fan, right? So they're close, but not that close. So what I'm going to do is take this crappy fan and put a good fan that we're not really using for much on the front of it and make it look like a real bird. Alright guys, so for this Primos kind of cheap, lower end decoy, I think I paid like 60 bucks for it, something along those lines, 50, 60, 65 maybe dollars for this decoy. And what I like about it, actually, for what I want to use it for crawling up on birds, is on the inside where the stake is. It actually gives you a little, it's hollow, and it gives you a little handle that you can hold on to. And I have the stake, so I keep my height right, and I can literally crawl or duck walk behind this thing, and once I get the tom's attention, I can kind of roll his feathers, and it really gives the illusion of a real tom, and it really intrigues those other birds to want to come check you out, fight you, whatever. However, it's not a very realistic looking decoy, not enough anyway for me. And when I went and looked at the other ones, I mean, they were ranging anywhere from 125, 150, 250, 350, and they were a little bit more realistic than this, but really not by a whole lot. Nothing like a real bird, right? So, that being said, I'm going to change the camera position and let's get into this thing. Alright guys, so I actually have two fans here. One that I was just holding up for you guys, and I have another one that the feathers are a little more beat up on, where it's actually a bird that my son had shot. This fan is actually a little smaller than this one, and with the size of this backdrop here we're using, I think this is actually going to be a better fit. It doesn't so much matter that it's a little bit beat up. As you can see, it not terrible, but it is what it is. I'm going to beat the crap out of this thing crawling through the bushes and crawling through fields. I really don't care that it's a little bit tore up. Now what we're going to do is, for one, I'm going to cut a couple extra holes into this backdrop here. We're still going to use this to sturdy it up because it has little rods in it to help sturdy it up. So I'll run a couple zip ties underneath the base of it here, and then I'm also going to hot glue all over this thing to stick this fan to it. So on the back side, you're still going to have the original fake fan. Okay, and on the back of the Decoy, this runs through here, and it's got enough room in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. You got enough room in here to hold the whole base of this actual real fan. So it's going to give us a way more realistic look and completely change this Decoy over to something that's worth the crap for basically no money. I mean, this is literally a fan I had in the garage. I've got, like I said, 50, 60 bucks in this Decoy real fan that I soldered myself. You know, if you guys have turkey hunted any amount of time and shot a few times, you're going to end up with extra fans. Super easy to solder yourself if you've never done it. I'll do a different video on that this year probably, where I'll be teaching some kids how to salt their own stuff. But it's super, super simple. Anyway, all right. We're going to get this thing laid out. I'll get my holes cut, and we're going to get right on into making this thing. All right, guys. So the only thing I really need here is a handful of zip ties. You could probably honestly use some real short ones. I've only got a couple black ones in here, so one or two of them. So I figured I'd use these bigger ones, so the black ones will match a little bit better. They'll kind of blend in. But you know, 3, 4, 5 of them, something like that. Snips, so you can snip the tails of the zip ties off. And compliments of my wife craft box, I have a hot glue gun and some hot glue sticks. And really and truly, that should be all I need. You know, a little knife or a razor to cut my little slits in here, and that should be about it, guys. So let's move right on. Alright guys, I'm just gonna take my fan and stick my fake fan on top of it so I know where to make my cuts. There's these little hard rods right here and right here inside of the fake fan. So I'm gonna go out close to the end of what my 4 feathers are gonna be. I'm just gonna put a little mark on the other side. Same thing over here. And probably do one somewhere up here, a little bit wider so I don't tear it. So I've got 1, 2, 3 spots marked. We'll do one low on either side.
My esteemed pizza making colleagues, we got a situation. Cheetos and cheese pizza puffs. Parmesan.
Alright, I got all my marks made. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I don't cut my fancy little AR mat underneath this. Cleaning my guns, I got a little cutting board. Razor knife. Just going to make some little cuts through this plastic. As you can see, it went right on through. Kind of funny story. While we're doing this, while I'm getting my hot glue gun ready, the one that I saw done, that young man named Gabe and his brother Alex did, like I told you guys, it was a hen fan that they put on to a tom decoy, so they have deemed it Tom Jenner. Some of you guys might not find that funny, but I think it's hilarious that a couple of teenagers named a bird Tom Jenner that has a lady fan on it. Alright guys, I got my hot glue gun cleaned up a little bit, got her working. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. Again, I got my holes cut here, here, and here for my 5 zip ties. I'll take a hot glue gun, and what we're going to do is on the face of this fan, we're going to glue the back of the real fan. Okay? So what I'm going to do that is I'm going to make sure all my feathers are laying the way I want them. Alright? So I don't have any weird gaps. But if I can help it, outside of where my son shot through the top of his fan, which we're going to try to fix this one a little bit. But I'm going to run some glue down here and on the back of these feathers, and then probably some up here up high. I'll probably actually just put it on here and then push my fan down to it. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, now we're going to fold this side back and do the same thing. Pulled a little too far, but that's alright. We got more glue. Okay. We'll let this cool down for a few more seconds, and then I'm going to fish my zip ties through around some of the actual feathers. Zip tie it, snip the back of it, and I should be able to put it back on here. Just to kind of make it easier, I'm going to take one of my picks. I'm just going to fish it through the other hole just so I can fill it a bit easier coming in blind here. Alright, we got that one on. Take my snips, snip her off, throw it in the ground, 'cause that's what we do here. And that one's done. We're going to the next one. One thing I forgot to say, guys, is when you're running these zip ties through, cut a light on, hang on. Hopefully you guys will be able to see that a little bit better. I screwed up on this one. I didn't push my 4 feathers out in front, so I'm going to have to cut that zip tie and redo it. On this one, the other ones I'll make sure I do it on. Kind of weave through those feathers there, right? I got my zip tie through here. There's my other hole. Run it through. Cinch it down. Might be a little bit too tight. I'll loosen it up just a little bit. We'll snip that one. As you can see, those feathers fall right in front. Like I said, I'm gonna have to redo this one, but that one looks good, right? It's back there behind everything. Alright guys, and just like that, now our crappy cheap turkey fan is a real turkey fan. I've still got to fix this, so actually I'll go ahead and do that real quick. I'll fix that and then we'll put it on the bird. Alright guys, we have our fan, real fan mounted to our fake fan. Now the only thing else that we need to do in order to get it on to our decoy with the strap on the back is we're going to have to cut through a couple of these feathers, just enough to get that strap through. So I'm going to take a razor knife and just break right through that little bit of thick spot of that feather right there. Just as little as possible though, because you don't want to do too much damage to where you're going to lose everything. And we just got a little piece out of there. I think I got enough room there, so let's give it a shot. So we're going to open that strap up. This just sits right in there. So I've got to find where I cut through, which I'll use my pick for. Alright, let me see where my pick is there. I'll kind of push those 4 feathers around. Guide my little piece of Velcro through with my pick. Alright, now we got it. We'll sit that right in there. Straighten my feathers out, push out of the way. Fold that over and you just put it down nice and snug. And boom. See if I can zoom out for you guys. Alright. So now I have a cheap decoy that was not very realistic looking that looks extremely realistic now. And again, I do have a spot that I can hold it in the back. I can just stick it in the ground where it's looking down a road or across the field, or put it up to a pole or whatever. Back up and face my blind. However you know, if you want to hunt out of a blind or whatever, however you want to do it. I do really thoroughly enjoy crawling up on a turkey. I think it's a whole different rush if you've never done it. Build one of these and do it. It is a lot of fun, and you can be very successful at very close range with it. Just be ready, because they might charge you, and that makes it even more exciting. You get to see the whole show then. Alright guys, we are all finished up with the bird. much more realistic now because it is real, right? I do appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. If you don't want to go spend, you know, $250, $350 on a more realistic looking decoy that doesn't look as realistic as this, don't. Go buy you a cheap one. You might even be able to find this guy at a yard sale from somebody just pissed off that it doesn't work, right? Get you an old fan that you shot, or a new fan, or whatever. It can be a hen too. So if you see a dead hen on the side of the road, cut his fan off, just like Alex did. Glue it on there, zip tie it on there, get her adhered to it, and go kill more birds. I really appreciate you guys, you know, sticking with me this whole video. If you like this video, please like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you got questions about how to do it, if you think I'm stupid for doing it, whatever the case, drop a comment below and I'll try to answer them as best possible, or respond or whatever, laugh at it. Anyway, get out there, get one of these made, crawl up on a turkey, make him feel like you're trying to come get his hens, let him come to you, get ready to fight you, and shoot him. You'll win, I promise. Alright guys, I greatly appreciate it. We'll see you on the next video.